minute just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze got my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the castle.
Morning. I'm going to take this little one out because she is jumping on my leg. Today I've got a day of, I'm training in the morning. Obviously I'm off work because I'm a teacher and we're off for summer. So I'm going to go training in the morning, and then I've got EMDR this afternoon. I'm going to show you my home office later and I'll talk you through some of the things that have been going on for me lately. Little tips that have helped me this year with a load of like self-development. I thought I'd use this opportunity to give you a load of healthy habits that I have used across the years to help me feel healthier and happier in myself. Yeah, so stay tuned for that, but I'm going to take this little one for a walk. Those puppy eyes. Oh. Come on, Harry. Let's go. Come on, Daddy. Gonna get ready to go to the gym, but I thought I'd just quickly tell you a couple of the things that I find help me feel good in the mornings. When I wake up, I make sure I have a pint of water. I will literally down a pint of water because I'm terrible with dehydration, so it's a bit like a habit hack where I'm like, I know I'm not going to drink this over the space of an hour, so if I just down it because I'm good at downing pints, or used to be, then I'll be more hydrated than I would if I didn't do it. I make sure I have breakfast every morning because obviously I've struggled in the past with EDs, and eating with routine is really important for me. I make sure I eat every couple of hours. I'll have breakfast as soon as I come in from the walk with the dog, and I make sure I have like at least one vegetable in my breakfast. So I have spinach, and at the moment I'm having like bacon, sausage and egg baps. It's like chicken sausages. I really like that. Before I would have it with toast, but this time I'm having baps again, and it's just like a really nice healthy high protein breakfast. Play with the dog for a bit and then we're gonna go to the gym. For me, it's really important to start my day off the right way so I feel fueled, ready for my workout, which is obviously another way I manage my mental health really well, is through training and hydration and just having a bit of chill time in the morning. And I'm honestly finding the little walks that I'm doing like really good as well. Like just getting out of the house is really nice that early. I'm sure it'd be different in the winter when it's raining, but yeah, so I'm gonna get ready for the gym now because I need to change. There we go.
There's something about to change. We're standing at the border where history is made. We're cranking up the lights now so everyone can see it's all happening right now. We're gonna make you believe it's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud. This is our house. We do what we wanna. We'll blow the roof up. Everybody's coming. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
We'll either be done with a plate or a dumbbell. Okay, so it's just extending the tricep in that overhead position. Alright? So grab yourself everything you need for that. Empty bar or some light dumbbells for curls. Plate or a heavy dumbbell for extensions. Front raises, you'll probably be alright with like a 10, 15, and then overhead extensions.
I might get a 10. We start with 15.
And you want to say, grow!
Like
Every time.
You've got to feel it in between sets.
I think I'm under down.
Lack of grunting.
It'll come.
Alright guys, so 30 of these, yeah, this will be a sweet pump. If you have to drop the dumbbells at any point, that's fine.
You can do it in sets of 10, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it however you want. Do you want to sort of, so this is a common thing that CrossFitters do, when you're doing bodybuilding, obviously that when you do CrossFit workouts, it's not just skipping, but because when in a workout, you're taught to be efficient and break things up when it hurts, you do that everywhere. With bodybuilding, you want it to hurt. That feeling of the burn is your muscles micro tearing, so that when they grow back bigger. Okay?
It's not about my elbow tearing, like, that's not good.
How you grow muscles.
They like, they come apart like that, don't they? The therapist explains something like that.
You know when you really hurt, you know you've actually done something good even though it feels shit.
But actually the whole soreness
That's
thing,
soreness.
like you shouldn't chase that, should you? I've heard that you shouldn't necessarily just chase soreness, because you can be not sore and have worked really hard.
Oh yeah, definitely. Depends how
Because I used to think that when I started CrossFit I had to be sore every day, otherwise I hadn't worked hard enough.
your body adapts. To a certain point you won't get sore from much. Unless it's like a ridiculous volume.
I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I take. Living that wild life, not stopping out no way. Just seeing green lights, won't never touch the brakes. Let me tell you something. 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 Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now.
Right guys, 6 minutes. Fast count. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 21 goblet squats. All down.
I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous. We like to see you split. Turn up another notch. You ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something. 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 Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones.
guys. Max effort work there. Hard. Comes out of nowhere.
It's always that 15, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the middle one. 21's alright, it's fresh. 15's a grinder to get through. Decently well. Doesn't look like much on the board, but when you're actually like gunning for it, it does hit you. But then you sort of get past that round of 15, you got 9 of each one to do. And then 30 double unders is.
I love that last
that's
round.
really good.
I was like, let's go! She's scared of my tripod, I think. So I've just had a super exciting phone call about a company called High Rocks, and so they do fitness events, but they are kind of like CrossFit but not CrossFit. It's like there's a lot of running. A run and then a sled push and then a run and then some wall balls and then a run and then some ski erg. There's like the event stays the same every single time, but it's going to be like the new like triathlon, but like functional fitness triathlon. It sounds really exciting, and it is for everybody. You can do it if you're a beginner, you can do it if you do CrossFit, you can do it for whatever reason. Sounds like I'm going to be doing the Manchester one in January, which is really exciting, and I might do a couple of events that are kind of related. If you want to have a go and sign up and do it with me, or do one of their London ones or their Birmingham ones, then look at the description below. I'll put my link in there. I'll talk about it a little bit more further on down the line, because I guess I'm going to have to train for it now. But yeah, really exciting phone call. So I'm going to go off for EMDR in a bit, so I'm gonna have a shower after coming back from the gym. Yeah, that workout was really cool. It's good fun. There was a lot of like bodybuilding style workout movements in it. Not a fan really. Didn't enjoy the bicep curls, but I want like massive arms like Carrie Pierce, and they're like, I feel like my arms are still quite skinny, so I need more upper body strength to be better at gymnastics, so it's worth it. But yeah, the end bit was good. I mean, it was worth it to do that last little bit of fun stuff. CrossFit. We did like a 21-15-9 of goblet squats, burpees, and then 50, 40, 30 double unders. I'm gonna make another video on how I improved my double unders, and I'll upload that separately because I realised how far I'd come on. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the channel. If it's not up already, it'll be up in the next couple weeks, because I know a lot of you really struggle with double unders, and I was one of those people that couldn't do double unders for about a year. I was just crying and trying to skip, and it was not good. And I taught myself, I learned how to do it, and now it's one of my strengths. I do it super fast in a workout today. So yeah, that'll be a video coming soon. Right, I'm gonna have a shower. Not been that crazy. So I'm just about to head off to go to EMDR therapy. It is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy, and it's a kind of trauma therapy that helps you basically reprocess past trauma so that you can now like deal with it. And it's had, I don't remember the last time I had a flashback with my PTSD. If you're interested more in that kind of stuff, I've got a video from like what happened since I was on SAS Who Dares Wins. I will put the link down to that in the description. Basically, I had a lot of stuff that I haven't really dealt with resurface. I've been blocking out a lot of my memories and things that were really difficult for me to deal with, and they all started to resurface, and I was having flashbacks and panic attacks and all sorts of stuff, and it basically like flipped my entire world upside down. And through lockdown I was all over the place, and I'm finally feeling like myself again. I'm feeling like I can handle anything, and that I'm finally over all of the stuff that I've been through in my life. There's a lot of stuff, more stuff than anyone should ever have had to deal with, and none of it is okay, but I'm super happy that I'm getting there now, and I really feel like that. And it's had such a dramatic impact on my entire life, even though like, well, I just go and talk to someone and do some eye movements, like once a week. It seems like a really small thing, like a really small chunk out of my day, that day of the week, but it has had a huge impact, and it's been up and down. It's not all like roses straight from the off. Like I had a few sessions where I came back really angry, and some where I came back really upset, really distraught, like crying my eyes out, and then yeah, others where I've come back feeling really floaty and really like dissociative, like just out of it completely. I'm just noticing this massive knock-on effect it's had in my life and all of the plans that I'm making for the future, and I just feel like I'm living as my like authentic self now, like the person that I want to be and I'm not like caged in anymore by other people's opinions and what they want me to be. I'm living as the person I am and the person I want to be. Yeah, it's huge. I don't feel trapped anymore, which is really good. That's a huge part of what's helped me recover from all of my different mental health things, because I have a lot to deal with. I'm unfortunate to have multiple diagnoses. It really sucks and I don't deserve it, but fortunately I found ways to cope with all of it. And yeah, like exercise helps, eating well helps, sleeping enough helps, but getting proper help from medical professionals is the biggest help ever. Like EMDR is literally life-changing. It's the best therapy I've ever had, and I've had a lot of therapy. Yeah. Also, I've been having counselling as well, and counselling is amazing. Like that's really helped me process a lot as well. And if you're on the fence about going to get therapy, taking that leap, making that decision, deciding to put yourself first, and you're worried about it and you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about my feelings, it's so worth it. Yes, you might have to talk about your feelings. Actually, in EMDR, you don't necessarily have to talk about your feelings. You do have to bring up a feeling that feels really uncomfortable and something that is traumatic for you, and that can be a very, very scary thing for a lot of people, including me, especially when the memory or the trauma is horrific. And for me it is, and that was really hard. But I'm so glad I did it, because now I don't have flashbacks. Like for me, just saying that thing that I just said before would have triggered a flashback. I would be on the floor in a ball, crying my eyes out and really not in the moment, off wherever I was. I felt like I was trapped back in that moment, and that hasn't happened. I'm free. So yeah, this is your sign to go and do that. Put yourself first, go and get the help that you require and get on that waiting list. I know the waiting list can be long, just do it. The sooner you do it, the sooner the waiting list will have passed, and you'll get that phone call and they'll be like, we're ready for you. And then the sooner you can move on with your life. And honestly, I think counselling is just amazing for everybody. I mean, who doesn't need like an extra person to just bounce your feelings and thoughts off? Someone to like validate your feelings and help you figure stuff out and help you realise that some of the behaviours that other people are doing around you is not okay, and that it's okay to want to be yourself. No matter how weird or different you are, like if you're like me, like again, multiple diagnoses, a bit neurodivergent, like all over the place. My brain is strange, and that's fine. I'm okay with that now, but for a long time I've been trying to mould myself into this thing that other people wanted me to be, and I'm over that. Therapy and counselling got me there, so I'm gonna head off and do that. And I might be very different when I come out of it. Sometimes I'm floaty, sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm just normal, and sometimes I'm like really happy and motivated. So we will see. See you in a bit. Holy shit, EMDR is literally incredible. I like can't talk about it enough. It's so good. It's some crazy voodoo, and like I get how it works, but it doesn't seem like it could work that well. It's just, if you've got trauma and you can get access to EMDR, do it. It's not changed me as a person, it's just made me realise I can be who I am and live my life as my authentic self, dismiss all the opinions of other people, and I feel so free of a lot of the trauma I've had in my life, and it's an amazing feeling. I just can't like, Normally I feel like anger, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I've had some anger come up, I've had some sadness come up, but this time I just feel like happy, like ecstatic, just like joy, which is so nice. And that might pass, like I might feel something else in a bit, and that's okay. I think what we just figured out is the way I deal with it is over the next couple of days it can get a little bit rough, and like some other stuff might come up. I might feel some feelings, I'm like processing it, and then by the time I get to the end of the week I feel better in myself and I start taking action in my life, which is what's happened over this last week. Yeah, it's like a really good feeling. So yeah, I'm expecting a couple of days that go a bit funny, but that's okay. I'm gonna play it by ear, go home and see how I feel. I know I've got like salmon and potatoes for tea, which I'm buzzing about because salmon is my favourite food right now. So salmon's my favourite food right now. I have been aware of this for a long time. I have like fixations on certain foods for certain periods of time, and I'll eat it over and over and over again until I get bored of it, and then I'll get obsessed with something else. At the moment it's salmon, but salmon is expensive so I've had to cut down on my salmon but I just love it so much. Yeah, that's what I'm having for tea. Does anybody else have like food fixations like that? Like sometimes it's breakfast. I can have breakfast for dinner like every day. It's so mad. Anyway, I've gone completely off track. I will see you at home when I figure out what is going on. I'm okay. I'm gonna listen to some like old school kind of emo-ish music on the way home, and I will see you there. So I was just going through my Whoop strain. So I've got 94% recovered today. Yeah, 94% recovered, which is really good. I've had quite a lot of green recoveries this week, which is super cool. It says fruits and vegetables there. I eat fruit and vegetables every single day, but I record it when it's like higher than normal. So on that occasion yesterday, I'd eaten quite a lot of vegetables to be exact. Yeah, so I've had 2 really good green recoveries in the last few days, and then I've only had 2 yellows this week and no reds. I don't really have reds very often. My sleep has been better. I used to get 100% sleep every night. I don't anymore. I don't know why that is. I think I'm just a bit more restless. But yeah, 98% is pretty good. So that's probably why my recovery is good. My strains this week have been lower than recently. Oh yeah, and it says my average is 11.6. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to monitor it and see what happens, because I don't want to slack. I don't want to slack off. If I can do more, obviously my recovery is quite good. My strain is low. I can add more in. I'm just going to play it by ear. But yeah, so I've got my strain and my recovery is quite balanced, but I feel like I could strain higher and then get a few more like yellow recoveries in if I'm straining hard enough. I don't really know. It's really cool. I find Whoop so good for monitoring how my training's going, how I'm feeling about training, and I know whether I can push or whether I can't push. And I read it this morning, I saw that I had 94% recovery, and I was like, yeah, I can push today. And then I went in though, and the workout was kind of bodybuilding stuff, but I definitely did push in that last workout. It's just not as cardio-y. It could be more to do with the programming than me, but it could also mean that I could add a bit of extra in. Yeah, so I built up to a 10. I think my strains, my day strains are a little bit higher because obviously we're walking the dog, which is increasing my steps, so that's cool. But yeah, all in all, 9.1 for CrossFit and nearly 8 hours sleep. I'm always like 7:57. I think my body just doesn't need 8 hours. It's like pretty much 8 hours, that'll do. Yeah, so that's Whoop. Oh, I'd like to give you another tip for mental health stuff. So I've always kept journals. I have about 5 on the go for lots of different things. They're really good, but often it's hard to carry your journal around with you. And I've never liked digital app stuff. I don't like it at all. But what I found is often I'm sat in the car and I'm not driving, Martin's driving, and I'm like processing stuff and I want to write it down. So I've started like a Google Doc journal. You can probably see it without seeing the text, very long. And it's essentially a Word document, and I enter the last date at the bottom. So my new entry goes at the top of the Word document and it keeps going like that. So the older ones get pushed down and the newer ones stay at the top. And I've found it so useful. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and there's been a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff written down. I'm really like quite self-aware, so I like to figure stuff out, and it's like, I imagine it a bit like the 50 First Dates when she watches the video in the morning because my memory is really bad. It just helps me like figure out where I am with myself, what I'm supposed to be doing, and I leave like little to-do lists. So yeah, that's one of my tips for you to help you feel like you're in control of your life. Just give it a go. You don't have to love it, like just give it a go, see how it feels. I know a lot of people are scared of writing their feelings down and stuff. I mean, being scared of your feelings is a very real fear, and it's something that I felt for quite a while, but you can get through that, you can get over it, and with the proper help obviously. So that can be hard, but you don't have to write down how you feel. You can just write down day-to-day stuff, like I want to achieve this today, this is how I'm going to do it, and then later on if you get a bit distracted and you go back to your journal on your phone, you're like, oh, that's what I meant to do, I'll get on that now. It can just be super helpful for lots of different reasons. But anyway, my food is nearly done. I am a bit obsessed with like personal development, and I will keep going forever with it because I always feel like there are more things I can do to help support myself achieve my absolute best. So if you want to know, the dressing on top of the salmon is ketchup and sriracha mixed together. Normally I have like a sweet chili sauce, but this works just as well. It's so good, I'm so excited. So I love dessert, and even though I'm tracking calories at the moment, I always have dessert because it's amazing. So I usually have one of the Fuel 10K oat muffins, and I've been having the Food Spring protein cream on top of it. If you want any Food Spring stuff, I am now working with Food Spring, which is amazing news. I'm so excited about it. They're such a cool brand. I heard about them ages ago at Strength and Depth, and I just love their packaging, honestly, because I'm an art teacher, and I just like, it's just perfect. It's like so clean and crisp and really says what the product is just by the packaging. It's so good. But yeah, they've got such an expansive range of stuff now, and the protein cream is one of them. I also used their pre-workout earlier. They've got loads of breakfast options, they've got loads of snacks, they've got cookies, they've got all sorts, and I'm always looking for something that I can use to kind of replace a classic dessert of like a cheesecake or something that's going to give me a sugar crash, because I find sugar crashes can really affect my mental health, and having too much of stuff that's really high in sugar can really make my mood go a bit wobbly. And that's not just because I have bipolar disorder, that can also affect everybody. So if that is you, if you do feel like you go a bit wobbly after you've had something really sugary, then maybe switch it out for something that's kind of a lower sugar, like healthier option. So the oat muffins are like great because they literally taste like cake. If you're not bothered enough to sacrifice enough time to make some baked oats, then these are a really good substitute. Yeah, and I put some of the protein cream on top. Sometimes some other bits of chocolate or whatever I fancy, a bit of cream or something. Yeah, and they're really low in calories. I think that works out about 200 calories for that dessert, so it's nothing at all. Yeah, I thought I'd just add that in because I think it's a great tip. Because it's low in sugar, it doesn't like trigger that urge to like eat loads of more sugar. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So this is my new home office, which is exciting. If you've watched my videos since I moved to this house, this is probably the first room that I started filming in. It is a bit echoey, but it's really nice and bright, and this is kind of me like allowing myself to have some space at home to actually focus on what is essentially a business. Like obviously I do sell ebooks, I sell mugs and other bits and bobs here and there. Yeah, like social media is a business for me now. It's a small business, it makes up part of my income, but it is a business, so I do need an office. That is really exciting for me, that I'm at a point where obviously my channel got monetized a while back, and It is something that I want to do seriously. I really want to use my channel to help other people essentially do what I've done, and no matter where you are in your journey, if you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with your physical health, if you want to overhaul your life and feel better about yourself, I want to be an example of someone that can do that. And I want to show you all of the messy things along the way, all of the ups and downs, and just be like real and authentic, really open. And I want to tell you guys how to do it so that you can do it yourselves, because I know full well that seeing somebody else do something makes you feel empowered that you can do it yourself. So hopefully I can be that person for many of you, and I can share some of my little tips and tricks across all of my videos, or maybe just inspire you to work out in a pair of shorts that you're terrified of wearing. Like, whatever I do, I am happy. Like, helping people is what I really want to do here. So, and I think this is me taking it seriously. I mean, how cool is that that could be my business, that helping others get out of just a rough time in their life, just showing them the way, like being the signpost. Like, this is how I did it, this is how you could potentially do it too. You need to find all of your own things along the way, but maybe find some of the ones that I've found, use some of the things that I've done, and maybe they'll help you, maybe they'll work for you, and hopefully we can all get to a place where we feel our happiest, healthiest, best selves in every way possible. And yeah, I mean, like, what a cool business. I get messages all the time on Instagram from people that say that I've encouraged them to do their first competition, or I've encouraged them to wear shorts, or I've helped them reframe their mindset around their body image and their weight. And I'm just like so happy that I could have the smallest impact in somebody's life. And those are the people that are doing the work. Like, you're doing the work, you're putting the effort in, you are the ones that are doing the real hard stuff. I'm just happy that I can help show you which way to go, essentially. Like, be a bit of a guide. You need to be proud of yourselves for the work that you have put in, because it is you at the end of the day, it's not me. Yeah, maybe I inspired you a little bit, but that's my aim. If I can just turn on a light bulb for you, I'm happy. So yeah, this is a moment, it's a big moment. And I think it's happened because of the EMDR, quite honestly. I've realised that I can be this person that I want to be. Like, it's okay to be my authentic self, and I'm allowed. I'm allowed to be a content creator. I'm allowed to do what I want to do, and I'm allowed to carve my own path and create my own way of living. But these are all little things that do help me. So I hope this video has helped in some way to give you some ideas of what you could implement in your life to help you feel like you've got stuff together, like you're on it a little bit more. Even if it's just a marginal gain, that's cool. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.